Hello everybody, Donkey here, and yes, we are back with some more Train Sim 2021. And today we are back on the West Coast Main Line South, and today we have a Class 350-3. And we are doing the scenario Milton Keynes to London Euston. And this Class 50 that we have is in London Midland livery, and yeah, so the Class 350 is a bit of a weird one. it looks weird, and I believe it's referred to as the UFO. This guy, wait until he goes past. Yeah, so the 350 is normally referred to as the UFO. It makes some pretty weird sounds that we will hear, and that's where it gets its name, its nickname. But this being a EMU, it is electrified, and it has overhead lines, so it's got a pantograph. And yeah, I've never really used a 350, so this will be a first for me, but it looks really good, the model, so I am looking forward to this. But before we jump in, I just want to say, if you are a new viewer who hasn't subscribed yet, please do so down below so don't miss any of my train sim videos. Alright, let's jump in and have a look. Okay, so it says, good morning driver, please release the passenger doors and get the train ready to depart on time at 9:55. Be aware there are some track maintenance going on, with some TSR imposed on the slow lines. Be very vigilant. Okay, so let's take a look. Milton Keynes to Euston. Okay, let's get some lights on in here, and we can release the doors. There we go. Okay, so yeah, the Class 350. Quite nicely modelled actually inside. I've never actually been in this before. This would be my first outing, so very nice. Combined power and brake lever. Yeah, very nice. Not a lot of this works, unfortunately, but oh, that works. Destination down, destination up. We are going to London Euston, so that's fine with us at the moment. That's our final departure. And we can set off. Get rid of that. And we can look to getting this gone. So apply some power. And as we can hear, this is why the Class 350 gets its nickname, the UFO, because it makes some pretty weird sounds when it leaves the station. It makes that sort of weird alien, almost spaceshipy sort of sound. No idea why. Yeah, no idea why it makes that. I imagine it's something to do with the motors, but I'm not a trained motor engineer, so I'm not quite sure why it makes that sound. But yeah, that's where it gets its nickname from. We're not going too far. This is where the line maintenance said, and it was down here, so we'll have to stay vigilant. We have got a double yellow. Really detailed, this part of the West Coast Main Line South. Just looking out the window, I'm seeing, you know, everything looks a bit nicer than other routes. This is one of the newer routes that you can get on Train Sim, so I would expect it to look a bit better, but I am losing frames. I've got about 25 frames at the moment playing this. It's just dropped down to about 13 there. So, yeah, I mean, Train Sim's sort of not known for its reliability, and it's not really known for its performance, but it does the job. It still, we can still play the game. I have got the Armstrong Powerhouse track and weather enhancement installed, which I can. I'm not sure if it works on the West Coast Mainline South. It might do, but this is definitely looking a lot better than what it normally looks like. So I'm pretty sure that's probably draining a few FPS as well. But we're just going to cruise into here at a steady 30. This is where the line maintenance was taking place. And I can see a digger down there. I can see some flashing lights. Not really quite sure what that buzzer was. But I've cleared it with E, so we'll see what happens. And yeah, the Class 350. This is literally my first outing in it. Have not played 350 before, and I've got to say it's actually quite a nice one. I've definitely seen them in real life, and they do make that weird sound. I'll start slowing down a little bit. Oh dear, they've got some proper line maintenance going on there. And we'll try and stop within a decent area here. But yeah, the first time taking the 350 out in Train Sim. It's going to be a lot like the Class 377. They're basically, well, they're not basically the same thing, but they are both EMUs. And they do the same job, passenger services. As you can see here, we've got, that's where you would stop for 4, 8 and 12 cars. So once we're done here, it's on to Leighton Buzzard. And then Cheddington, Tring, and so on and so forth. Not sure if I'll show all of the... Oh, we forgot to do the DRA. I will try and do the DRA, just because it adds a little bit more. I can just notch up to and get that alien sound going. But yeah, I will try and use the DRA. We should be okay now that we've passed there. I doubt there should be any more line restrictions. And we can really kick it into high gear. We've got 6 odd miles. I'm not sure, depending on how long it actually takes. I mean, we've got 9 stops, which doesn't take too long if you're going quite fast. But I will see if I want to show every station or cut some out. But once we get going here, oh, there's a Class 390 going past. We will be checking the Class 390 out at some point. So stay tuned for that. But we will get a look at this thing now. Let's take a look at it. yeah, class 350 always looks a bit weird in my opinion. And as you can hear from the sound of the motors or the sound of the loco, it does sound a little bit odd. Sounds like a UFO. We'll get a line side. We'll get a line side thing here. Shot. That'll do. We're in top notch at the moment. Our max speed on this is 100 mile an hour. At the moment we are in top notch. And should get up to a decent speed. I'm sure we won't have to worry about signals now, but it is always a good thing to keep an eye out. I'm really liking the line with these orange basically wires from the junction boxes here. Wires run across inside the pipe under the tracks to the other side. This is a really nice modelled feature. I don't know if they'd be this frequent. Maybe they would be on an electric overhead line like this, but it's a really good feature that they've modelled in here. Not every route has this feature on their lines, and I'm using the Armstrong Powerhouse track enhancement. I guess you could call it a mod, but the Armstrong Powerhouse track enhancement basically enhances a load of the look of the tracks and the view distance of the tracks on a lot of routes. I'm not particularly sure which routes off by heart. I'd have to look at the description on that. But what I do know is it does make the lines look a little bit better. And I'm really liking the look of the lines of this. I also have the weather enhancement pack, which you can also get from Armstrong Powerhouse. And I'm not sure if it's working on this. This skybox does look really good, to be honest. So it could be working on this. But yeah, I'm really liking the 350 at the moment. Like I've said in the past, I'm not really big on passenger EMU, DMU services, but I am starting to like them a little bit better now. 377, been playing that, been fully enjoying the 377. I play it on Train Sim World 2 a lot, and it is fun to play on that. And I'm starting to check out some other ones. 350 here. We've got some high-speed stuff coming up. So we've got the 390 to check out on the West Coast Main Line South. We've got 350. We've got the Birmingham Cross line, which features the 392, I think it is, or something like that. I can't remember off by heart. Or is it the 353? I can't remember off by heart. But we will be checking that out as well on the Birmingham Cross line. Really want to check out the Birmingham Cross line, as I live in Birmingham, and it makes sense. We're going to have to start slowing down a lot here. But yeah, I'm really liking the look of the 350 inside. Everything's really high poly count, really well textured. Yeah, this is definitely you can definitely tell that they've definitely put some time into this one. I'm not sure how slow we want to be coming up to this, but the station is right there. And we will use the DRA this time. I believe we're a 6 car. Are we? 1, 2. Oh no, we're a bit more than that. We might be a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We might be an 8. Oops. We might be an 8 car EMU today. Okay, so it is green, so we can head out. And let's also we'll get a station view as we leave here, and you'll get to hear the sound of it as well. Yeah, as you can hear, it makes those weird noises, and that's why it gets its nickname, the UFO. Quite an iconic class, though. I'm not sure if they still use the class 350. Yeah, not really too sure if they still use it or not. They might do on certain areas of the network, but I haven't seen one for a very long time. Lost power there a little bit. I'm not sure. It might be to do with the overhead. Where it switches. I can't remember. We're just working our way through it. Now, I believe this is a green mission, or I say mission, a green scenario, that's the better term. This is a green scenario, and it is 60 minutes long, so it shouldn't be too difficult, it being a green scenario. We're just about to hit 100. Yeah, it being a green scenario, it's not too difficult, but there are a few things you want to be looking out for, obviously. One of them being going too fast. You can overshoot a station fairly quickly, and we might have to really put the brakes on here, because I'm coming in here pretty fast. The 350 doesn't really stop on a dime, like some others. but it can still break quite quickly. But you have got to be aware you can overshoot a station pretty quickly if you're not up to snuff. And us being I think we're an 8 car. Should be able to stop just here. See, there you go, 12 and 8. That's where a 12 and 8 car would stop, and we are an 8, I believe. So, oh. Class 6-6 there, going past with some containers. Very nice. If you didn't see that video, we did the Freightliner Class 6-6 scenario with the containers on the West Coast Main Line South. So if you want to check that out, it is on the channel. And if you want to check any other train sim videos out, we have done quite a few now. They are all in a massive playlist, so you can go check them out. Let's wait for the doors to close. We can just notch up straight to 4 and head out of here. And the next station is Tring. I think that's how you say it, Tring. And it is 4 miles away. Again, we are doing pretty well. I mean, London Houston's 35 miles away, so we will get there pretty quick. So yeah, we're not going to be spending all day in this scenario, and I prefer it that way. I don't like spending, you know, hours upon hours in one scenario. I like quick, snappy ones. Train Sim World tends to do it quite well. Train Sim World 2, their scenarios normally last from 10 to 60 minutes, depending on the scenario, but they tend to be quite short scenarios that you can play. Train Sim 2021 here tends to do a mixture. There's really short scenarios. There's absolutely massive scenarios. The longest I've ever seen was 150 minutes, which is well over, well, it's well over 2 hours, that is, or close to. Yeah, that's a monster scenario. I prefer the short, snappy ones. But it depends what you're doing. If you're making a video, a short, snappy one is definitely the way to go. If you're streaming this game, you definitely want to do a longer one, I think. But no, I'm starting to enjoy passenger scenarios a little bit more now, and I am starting to enjoy EMUs and DMUs a bit more. I was, you know, really into freight, and I really enjoyed the freight, but after playing that one where I literally just sat in the Class 6-6, I think it was, and set the controls and like basically set and forget, and I literally just sat there for like, I don't know, it felt like an hour. Yeah, that one was a little ridiculous. I didn't really have much to do in that scenario. But no, I'm enjoying these passenger ones a lot more because it's more engaging. You are, you know, you have to think about, okay, I'm stopping here, or pay attention to the lights, or what have you. And I need to be starting to brake. So I am enjoying them a lot more, definitely. Well, please, if you want to let me know down below if you're enjoying these as well, go ahead and do so. Start up a conversation. But this is going well so far. I'm enjoying doing these videos, to be honest. I'm enjoying playing all the different routes. I mean, normally I tend not to play this game in my free time. I tend to play other games. So doing these videos allows me to actually play the scenarios, play the routes, and I've got a lot of routes for this game. Every time there's a Steam sale, I pick up a train sim pack or DLC. So I've got a lot of routes, and I mainly play the UK ones just because they're a bit more fun, and it's what I enjoy most. I enjoy British Railways. So yeah, I have got a lot of steam locomotives as well. I'm not really into steam too much, but from what I can take away, it is difficult to play steam. We're stopping here. Yep. Oh, put that on. Yeah, I believe it's quite difficult to play Steam in this game, so that's why I haven't really done it or had a look at it. But it doesn't really interest me that much. I prefer, you know, things that I see like the Classic 6 and the 377 and stuff like that. Okay, our next one is Burke Hampstead. And when these doors close, we'll full notch. Let's get out of here. You can full notch it in this, which is quite good. Some locos, if you just put it straight into full notch, they tend not to like it. This one you can just, you know, throw it into 4 and the amps will build and the speed will build up and you'll be away, which is nice. And obviously fast areas of the line like this, you can literally just get yourself up to a high speed. Burke Hampstead is not that far away, so we will be coming down again. But we're supposed to be reaching there at 10:22. We might make it on time. We might. That buzzer. Not really too sure what that is, to be honest. But I am clearing it with E by pressing E, which I believe is the foot pedal. So I don't know if that's the correct way of doing it or if that's the right procedure, but that's how I've been doing it. It might have something to do with telling me about the overhead line or something along those lines. Yeah, got no idea. At the moment, just enjoying this route for what it is. Okay, we're not too far now from Watford Junction, and we're about 2.5 miles, not really that far. We are doing quite high speeds, to be honest. You know, we're doing 90 to 100 miles an hour down these lines, so we tend to get there quite quick. And when we come out of this tunnel, we're only 2 miles away, so we better start braking when we get out of here. And yeah, so far I'm really enjoying this this route, the West Coast Main Line South. We played the West Coast Main Line North. If you didn't see that, it is in the playlist. And I had fun on that one, and I'm having fun on this one as well. Really liking the 350. There's a few scenarios with the 350, so we might check them all out. And there is no standard scenarios for the West Coast Main Line South, so we can sort of get it done in Korea, complete all the scenarios, and then we can move on to maybe the Birmingham Cross line. That recently came out, really brand new. I know that everybody's already covered it on YouTube, but I like to play things in my own time, so we will check out the Birmingham Cross line. Another Class 6.6, and there's just so many scenarios on the standard section of Train Sim, so we'll also check out a lot of them. At some point we might be jumping back to routes that we've already covered. I know we already covered the London to Brighton expansion a little bit, but I also want to check out a few more London to Brighton scenarios to do with the Class 377. We checked out the 377 on Train Sim World 2 on the London to Brighton route, and I had a blast using that. There just wasn't enough scenarios with that expansion for that game, and so this game offers you a lot more scenarios for the 377. It's not as well detailed, I must add, but it's all about the playability. Okay, we're at Watford Junction. One more to go, 17 miles away, London, Houston. And what time were we supposed to get here? 34. So we're only like we're like a minute late, thereabouts. We're supposed to get to London at 52. Probably won't achieve that, but... Okay, so we are coming into London, Houston now. Just so that you're aware, London, Houston here, coming into it, my game has crashed probably about 12 or 13 times. I'm not sure if it's the route, or if it's because I'm running OBS, or if it's because I've got the Armstrong Powerhouse stuff active, but it just seems to get close to London, Houston and crash unexpectedly. I am saving it along the way, just so that we don't lose our progress. I've had to basically save, load in when it crashes, resume, go a bit further, save, it crashes. I've basically had to just like bunny hop over to this point. But if you're wondering what's happening in your game, if your game's doing the exact same, I think it is a common issue. There just seems to be something that the game tries to load and it just gets hung up and crashes. I'm hoping this one actually does okay. I think we will be okay. But yeah, like I said, it just kept crashing. I would basically, the game would stutter trying to load something in, whether it be all these buildings or overhead lines or something here in London. It's trying to load a lot of stuff, I think, and it just gets hung up and crashes. I would lose a lot of FPS. I mean, I'm running 20 FPS at the moment. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We are going to be coming into here at quite a slow speed. It might have done it now. It might have loaded everything, so it might be a bit stable. But yeah, it was a bit frustrating to get to this point, as it just kept crashing. But hey, this is train sim. If you're new to train sim, you know that this is a common thing within train sim. I'm actually gonna save it here, but I'm not sure if we're stopping here. No, we got a double yellow. But yeah, if you're new to train sim, it keeps crashing. Welcome to train sim. That is pretty much normal. I've heard a trick where if you get the out of memory, error, there is a trick that you can do where if you disconnect your PC from the internet, that error will go away. Something to do with it syncing to the cloud. It doesn't sync properly, but I always disconnect when I play train sim, just so that doesn't happen, and it still happens occasionally, so it is something else. But every now and then train sim does throw up some problems. That's one thing I do like about train sim world, is it is a lot more stable. But we are coming to the end here. Quite a few 390s in the station here. At London Euston. And there we go. We'll quickly jump outside and have a look. So yeah, that was Milton Keynes to London Euston with the class 350. As always, if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate a like. If you don't want to miss any of my new train sim stuff, please subscribe down below. And yeah, it was really fun, this scenario, apart from the crashes. But yeah, I really enjoyed the class 350 and we will use it again. So anyway, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.